Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my channel, my friends. In 1995, I raised a red flag about Lahore's traffic chaos. 30 years later, when I revisited Lahore traffic, I found it more chaotic. As I completed my base study on it, I decided to cover all major cities of Pakistan. Before making an attempt to project overall traffic situation in Pakistan. Today, it's about Karachi's traffic hazards and economic consequences. A 30-year snapshot. So, I am dedicating this vlog to the biggest city of Pakistan, Karachi. And let me share that I was not too surprised when synthesizing the information on Karachi. I realized situation is not much different from Lahore, rather a notch worse. Karachi, once called the City of Lights, is now among the world's most polluted and congested cities. And the cost isn't just in time lost, it's in lives, health, and billions of rupees. So let's explore why. A mega city is facing mega crisis. The City of Lights is now dimmed by gridlocks, pollution, and economic strains. Over the past 30 years, Karachi's traffic has been a slow motion economic disaster, draining 600 billions annually, enough to build three Green Line BRT extensions. Yes, it appears that we have gone from aspirations to asphyxiations, and it's time to ask why. So let me share what I have discovered. Traffic crisis, the choked roads, and the lost billions. Karachi's ranking has varied between 1 to 10 as the most polluted city in the world, depending on the time of the year in 2023. Temporarily, it was even ranked the topmost polluted city with the highest PM 2.5 concentration of about 102 microgram per cubic meter. Karachi's PM 2.5 level average 98 mg or microgram per cubic meter cause 12,000 plus deaths annually, with 40% linked to traffic emissions. Yes, this is Karachi, the city we always used to say the city of lights. Load shedding is another topic. Ranking among the most polluted city on earth with up to 102 microgram per cubic meter, it's 20 times above WHO limit, World Health Organization limit. Please do not dismiss it as just a smoke. It's deadly. It's claiming thousands, tens of thousands of deaths annually. It's not an inconvenience anymore. It's a public health emergency. Put it this way that whenever we are struck behind an idling bus or a deadliest diesel truck, we start breathing in silent poison. Karachi, that even briefly topped as the most polluted, what is the consequences, especially for the outdoor workers? 30% higher lung disease. And guess what? In 2024, what was the Sense air quality budget? 0 rupees. I'm trying to figure out why, but thus far unable to discover any logic. In front of your screen, you can see the founder of Pakistan, Qaid Azam's mausoleum. In the clear weather and during polluted times, seasons. Let me take you to the claim that I have just made that in Karachi we are losing nearly 600 billion rupees. How? Just due to traffic inefficiencies. 5 billion rupees per month lost in fuel and time and trading just on Karachi Port Junction. So, fuel wastages, vehicle idling, and extended commutes dominate the loss. Health loss due to air pollution are also rising exponentially. And informal sector suffers in silence. No visibility, no compensation, as there is no documentation. So, how did we came around 600 billion? 390 billion send of government accepts. 35% is the World Bank undocumented economy estimation, plus inflation adjustments, and we come to the 600 billion figure. Street vendors briefly loses about 40% of daily sales due to traffic. That's also a World Bank report. That's about 1500 per month by a rickshaw driver. So that's how Karachi is bleeding by nearly 600 billion rupees annually. So, what changed between 95 to 2024? Even though my report is in 2025, but most of my data is up to 2024 that I have consulted. So, what I have observed or what we can see is that in 95 we had under 1 million vehicles. 45% were motorcycles. In 2024, we have just under 5 million vehicles, 4.8 million. And 65% of them are motorcycles. Motorcycles primarily are two-stroke, and they generate more emissions than the four-wheel drives. Same is the case with rickshaws and jinkies. So if you look at the deaths, in 2023, more than 1450 deaths were recorded, and that's by Sindh Police Annual Report 2023. Comparatively, in 95, there were just 400. So expected in 2024 or projected as 1600. That's 300% increase. Why? Traffic mismanagement. Chaos on roads every day. Jams, traffic jams, broken signals, reckless driving, and no enforcement. Each moment stuck in traffic is a moment of lost opportunity and rising risks. So let's look at the hot spots. We spoke about deaths. Sohrab Goth, on average 210 deaths per year. Numayesh Chorangi 180. and Korangi crossing about 150. Economic cost of accidents about 22 billion. That's Karachi Urban Lab 2022 report. We can see that Sohrab, Goth, and Korangi crossing are recording almost 200 deaths each annually. Numesh Chorengi isn't just chaotic, it's 22 billion Pak rupees economic black hole in form of medical bills and lost wages. Meanwhile, in the neighborhood, we see Chennai running 90% smart signals, Dubai almost 100%, Karachi 60% are broken. Why? Different political priorities and maybe no real time audit. Think about that. A single intersection causing more deaths per year. Sorry, a single intersection causing more deaths per year than some small towns see in total in a year. The breakdown of deaths, motorcycles 780, about 54% of the total deaths. Pedestrians 320, about 22%. And those who die in the cars or buses 350, about 24%. Injuries total have been reported over and above 25,000. And the source is Jinnah Postgraduate Medical Center and Trauma Center report links. The five crisis zones. So, from the death zones, let's move on to the five economic crisis zones. Shahrai Faisal, on average, 45 to 60 minutes delay. And the reason is unsignalized U turns near Metropole Hotel. Illegal bus stops by 30 plus private transporters. 180 plus accidents, nearly 3.8 billion rupees per month lost in fuel and productivity, is a report by KCCI. Sohrab Court, 60 to 75 minutes delay. Cause Afghan transit trucks plus encroached lanes. No pedestrian bridges. 210 deaths, highest in Karachi. Numesh Chorangi, 30 to 50 minutes. 12 plus bus routes. Hawkers occupying 40% road space. That's a KMC survey. 180 plus deaths. PM 2.5 levels reach 110 at times. International Air Quality Air 2024. Korangi crossing 40 to 55 minutes. Productive hour lost during peak time. Poorly timed signals plus industrial truck flooding and rain. 150 plus yearly deaths are reported. My Kolachi bypass, 35 to 50 minutes, the delays. Causes port bound containers, trucks, and chronic potholes. Almost 10 deaths on average per year due to head on collisions. Just because there is no division made. So, what is Karachi's solution? Flyovers or BRT? For some odd reason, Sindh government or Karachi, it goes for more flyovers, while BRT, bus rapid transit, to Korangi gathers dust. BRT isn't just fancy buses. It's a metro on wheel. Lahore BRT moves nearly 250,000 passengers per day from one point to another. Karachi could do too if expanded beyond phase 1. Let me take you further into the fuel or money burning. Actually, it's about so idle fuel burning during signal traffic jams is costing up to 200 billion rupees. Corruption, another 20. Medical expenses, 120. And lost productivity, 150 billion. You can see the percentages telling us all the picture. So, what Karachi's traffic really costs is costing us 200 billion is burned away yearly just from idling vehicles at signals. That's the tank fuel of your vehicles, your money, your time. But it gets worse when we see 20 billion vanishes in bribes. That's one of the other reason why traffic is not improving. Then comes the hidden toll, 120 billions in hospital bills, kids with asthma, elders with heart disease, and 150 billion lost because you simply got stuck in traffic, not building your dreams. Here's what that looks like. If Karachi's driver spent just 30 few minutes or fewer minutes daily in jams, they would add 2.5 years to their productive lives. A saving of just 30 minutes per day can add to their 2.5 years productivity time. That's a time for completing a degree, a startup, or watching your child grow up. This isn't just bad traffic, it's a silent heist, and you are the victim. So let's expose who is benefiting and how can we fight back. So, budget allocation. Some regions with similar challenges, they are doing better. Let's look at Karachi. 8 billion rupees in Karachi is spent on traffic police bribes. That's Transparency International 2023. Dubai spends the same amount on AI signals. Sindh government's 2023 transport budget is 50 billion for roads and only 2 billion for signals. Dubai vehicles 3.5 traffic management is AI powered SCAD system which reduces delays by 40%. And in Karachi, we see 60% non-functional signals. Even in the neighborhood, Chennai has 90% operational smart signals. Pakistan's 600 billion rupee loss in Karachi alone is enough to build 3 Green Line BRTs extensions. Our problem isn't capacity, it's the priorities. That's what we need to set right. The air we breathe. A brief profile. I won't repeat, but yes, at one point in time in 2023, Karachi was number one polluted city. whose violation by 20 times. The average is 98, which is about 19 times the WHO limit. Much worse than Lahore, that is 12 to 15 times of the WHO limit. 40% of PM 2.5 comes from vehicle, and within them, notably Afghan transit trucks at Sohrab Goth. Two-stroke rickshaws, no emission testing. And the people who suffer are outdoor workers, including traffic police and hawkers. 30% higher lung disease rate. Policy gap, no electrical vehicle policy exists. And unlike Punjab, which has at least a plan, 20 to 30 target, that they will weed out the rickshaws or the two strokes. Since 2024 budget allocated 0% to air quality. Let me give you an idea that may make you understand it better. When the air is 19 times the WHO limit, what does it mean? It means that if you are spending a time, few hours in that environment, you are smoking half a pack of cigarettes. That's what the health calculator of IQ Air calculates. In winter, Korangi touches 250 microgram particles per cubic meter. It is equivalent to a worker working inside a coal mine without a mask. That's a study conducted by British Medical Journal in 2022. The title, Exposure in Urban Pakistan, a comparative analysis of Korangi industrial zone. The human toll every traffic policeman at Sohrab Goth is essentially forced to smoke approximately 15 cigarettes per shift. The vendors like chaiwala or street vendors suffer 30% higher lungs damage. These are the workers with no health cover. This is the study of Jinnah Postgraduate Medical Center 2024. The political failure for the Sindh is that while Punjab at least has a plan to phase out two-stroke rickshaws by 2030, Sindh allocation is 0 rupees for the air quality 2024. Traffic management. Karachi's traffic signal failure timeline. In 1995, 15% out of order. Key events, manual signal systems. Minimal maintenance budget. That was the Karachi's master plan between 1992 to 202. This 15% out of order signals became 35% in 2005. And guess what? By 2015, it was 50 to 60%. That budget of the signal diverted to flyovers. So priorities were not correct. In 2016, there were only 3 electricians for 580 signals. That's KMC's workforce audit. Dead signals was also reported by Dawn in 2016. 2023, 60 to 72% of signals parts were stolen, primarily copper wiring. So let's tell us why 60% are non functional. The figure may be higher as they are 60 to 72% of signal parts stolen. 8 billions rupees spent on traffic police versus only half a billion on signals. These are the priorities of KMC infrastructure. It's in its own report of 2023. Key actions. I want to share something more because I asked myself this question: why our government, city administration, departments are more interested in flyovers than in correcting the traffic signals? So I came across different studies. I would like to share the outcome of those studies soon. So, what key actions can citizens and advocates can take? They can demand data-backed policies and can tag about it to send transport KMC, report traffic chaos, share photos, videos of gridlocks with Karachi with the hashtag of Karachi traffic hell to the Karachi traffic police. Use city apps via Karachi city app, underutilized but still official. We can even oppose new flyovers, and I'll explain you why very soon. Demand BRT expansion to Korangi and northern Karachi. Join citizen signs and make them fix the signals. 60% of Karachi signals do not work. When Lahore activists flooded smog emergencies with 50,000 plus boats in 2022, you know what happened? Government banned 20,000 smoke belching vehicles. That's EPA Punjab report. And installed 10 air monitors within 3 months. I think it's time for Karachi to take action as well. Now, coming to what I was discussing earlier, that Sindh wants to spend 120 billion on yet another Leari flyover, but spends $0 or 0 rupees, sorry, on BRT phase 2 to Korangi. Why does DHA gets 5 flyovers while Korangi waits 4 years for BRT? So join the team. Now, did you ever consider that I while studying these reports came to start thinking about is the preference of flyovers over the signals and footpaths? The difference in cost is too much. Transparency International Pakistan reports, and I came across different studies. They were by Transparencies International Pakistan, World Bank, PILDAT, which stands for Pakistan Institute of Legislative Development and Transparency Studies, and even ARY research. What these reports told me, for instance, In 2017 and 18, in Orange Train, there was a 50 billion embezzlement. World Bank built that institute. They came up with the study in 2021, which found 15 to 25% of cost inflation in Punjab's roads projects due to collusive bidding. That's not all. According to that report, estimated 300 billion a year is lost in all infrastructure projects, roads, flyovers, bridges, just corruption. And this is a study in 2019. Imagine what's happening now in 2025. Want to hear about some specific cases? Okay. Liberty Flyover, 12 billion rupees in fake maintenance, ARY reported in 2023. Karachi's Natta Khan flyover delayed 15 years, costing another additional 8 billion rupees. Lahore's Kalma Chowk flyover, 6 billions due to design flaws, reported by Dawn in 2021. So, cost, we said, there was a report which suggested that more than 72, it was approximately 73% of congestion is on 17 junctions. So I asked myself, what is the cost of installing AI based signals on those 17 intersections? The cost turned out to be between, if the intermediate level ones, between 350 to 500 million. And the high end systems would have costed between 700 to 1 billion rupees. But I asked myself, if we install these even high end ones costing just 1 billion compared to a 5 billion for a flyover, would that resolve our traffic issues in these 17 intersections to give a breathing space to Karachi? No. Let me share why. I would not touch the first factor, corruption, for even after 10 vlogs, I may not be able to complete. You can just understand that Pildat reported merely one factor, that nearly 300 billion rupees are lost to these projects in one way or another in corruption. 17% of jams occur at 17 intersections. We know in Karachi, AI based smart signals will help reduce congestion by leaps. But will placing these signals reduce congestions? Answer why I say no. Road designs, encroachments, public transit gap, and driver behavior. So, roughly, let me explain. When we talk about road design, I can give you an example of Shahrai Faisal. It lacks dedicated left turn lanes, causing spillover. Encroachment, 40% of these intersections have illegal parking vendor. That's KMC's own 2023 survey. Public transit gap, 70% of Karachi's traffic is motorcycles, buses. Signals won't reduce volume without BRT. So bring them on. Only that will reduce the number of vehicles on the road. Finally, the driver behavior. No signal can fix rampant, but KMC beeps fixing empty roads. Drivers won't give a signal and they will change the lane. That will create a chaos, traffic chaos. They will make a U turn where it is not permitted, that will create a traffic jam. So, merely fixing traffic signals, which is a critical first step, will not fix everything. Yet, I can give you a brief figure to understand why investing on the traffic signals is better than flyover. If we invest, let's say, 50 intersections, it will be equivalent to one flyover. Return on investment would be it will cut traffic jam time by 35% in 2 years. That's a BMJ Urban Studies. So, reducing jams, AI signal will cost 17, 500 million. 35% will be the jam reduction. And if we invested on one flyover with 5 billion rupees, the traffic ease will be 12%. So, what is wise? Which way we should go? I leave it to you. Final thoughts and challenges to policymaker. This is not just a traffic issue, it's an economic emergency. It is affecting our GDP, livelihood, education, and health. We have ignored it for 30 years, and it has cost us dearly. But we should stop it now. Let's move Karachi forward from chaos to control. We have for 30 years cursed the jams, cuffed through the smoke, and accepted this as Karachi's fate. But here's the truth: traffic isn't our destiny, it's our choice. We choose every time we stay silent about broken signals. Ignore the city apps, and jams go unreported many, many months. Accept flyovers as solution despite 73% failing within 3 years. It's KUTS data. But today we choose differently. We need to choose differently. So homework is film a jam and tag it to Synth Transport. Tell hashtag Karachi traffic hell. Next time you got stuck at Numesh, remember honking won't fix Karachi, but your phone can. Be the one person that forces change. Let's say it together. Enough is enough. With this, I come to an end to my today's presentation. In the next, I will go back to Lahore and cover a story of the smog um, suggested by my dear friend Abid. Um, and following that will be the study on the Twin City, Rawalpindi and Islamabad, and then the other major cities. Till then, you take care, look after yourself. It's Khuda Hafiz from my side.